Hello, this is Elizabeth Clare Brewington with Discover Brightside, and we are a video podcast. And I am doing all things women. So happy Women History Month, International Year of the Woman. And I am so delighted to have you on my show. So tell me a little bit about yourself, and then we'll talk some more.
Absolutely, yes. My name is Catherine Lash, and I'm from Spirit Quest Sedona Retreats is my company. And yeah, I've got a lot of story to tell you.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me, how did you start this retreat center?
Yeah, we started this retreat center 20 years ago, so we're getting real close to our 20th anniversary, which should be next year. And basically, what happened to me as a single mom, right, trying to make my way in the world, I I had been teaching as a secondary teacher for 20 years and was ready to try something different. I also was going through a divorce and a real hard time in my life, a dark night of the soul, if you will. And I had this fabulous story that I had created, the victim story,
Yeah,
what happened? Who's to blame? And one day I was talking to my girlfriend and I was telling her the story, and she put her hand up right in front of my face. And she said, Catherine, I don't ever want to hear that story again. And it shocked me and it kind of hurt me too. And, but I thought about it and I thought, I have told everyone that I could think of that story. And here's my best friend saying that she she doesn't want to hear it. So who am I going to tell it to? And I decided that day I would fly to Hawaii. I would do a ceremony on the beach. I wrote the angry letter. I lit the candles. I had feathers and flowers. And I stood on the ocean sea next to the ocean on the beach. And I said a prayer and I said, please take this from me. Take this story. I don't want to tell this story anymore. And a big wave came and the feathers went in the air, and the flowers went in the water, and the candles went out, and the angry letter went into the sea. And do you know, I never told that story again. And then I came back and I said, what do I need to do to move forward in my life? And the insight I got was to go traveling and go out on my own adventure. So I went to Tibet, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Thailand, Bali, and I spent months and months traveling, which is what my book is about, is traveling and all the people I encountered and how they were helping me with anxiety and depression and my dark night of the soul. And when I came back from that adventure, that's when I started Spirit Quest. And I said, what modalities helped me the most? And those are the ones that I incorporated into my business. And so we've been doing it ever since. And then just recently, I created the Path to Transformation and the Spirit Quest method. So we've got a whole beautiful methodology behind it all.
I love it. I love it. So tell me about this retreat center that you have and where is it located and how do
Yeah.
people book it? And I'm excited about this.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's in Sedona, Arizona, which people do come from all over the world to come to Sedona because the red rocks are so incredible.
Yes.
And yeah, so we're right here in Sedona and it's retreatsinsedona.com. The name of the company is Spirit Quest Sedona. But yeah, so they call us and we customize a specific journey just for them. And we use our path to transformation to put it together in a specific way. These are customized retreats. These are not one size fits all. These are like, let me talk with you. And in a computerized age, when AI is answering the phone, if you call us, a human is going to answer and we're going to listen to you and design a program that will have specific parts to it where you have some, well, what I call grounded presence. So I'm going to get you out on the earth. I'm going to get you connected to the land, to the stars, to the water. Take off your shoes, lay on the earth. Because so much of the time when things happen in our lives, such as a divorce or we lost our job or someone passed away, we tend to get stuck in our heads about it all. And the grounded presence allows us to once again be present in our bodies, on the land, and remind us in our deepest roots who we really are. So we put that into every retreat. Every day we get you outside. And then we have somatic healing. So this releases tension and stress in the body. And so we use things like sound healing and breath work and energy healing and spa sessions that can release that in the body somewhere in your retreat. The next step is for the coaching, the transformational coaching. And for this, we're going to, and this is a whole deep proprietary method that would be a whole conversation within itself. But yeah, but because there's 4 steps I'm talking about right now. So that's the third step is what happens in those transformational coaching sessions. And I could go more into that if you want to. But then the retreat ends with an integration at the end and a program for going home and how to bring more wholeness and peace into your lives.
So lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. My husband and I, Elton, who's the co-host of the show, went to India, and there's a group called CH Hospitality, and they had inner self swaswara, and it was exactly what you described. It was something we had never experienced. It was all customized to us, our diet, everything. And at the
Yes.
end of the 7 days, I tell you, I was just second to none. I would love to come and experience this retreat because it sounds so fascinating. And we have a lot of coaches as well in our community that might want to use your facility and your methodologies as well. So I think this is very valuable information because, as women, we don't give ourselves time to just relax, and we're running and helping everybody, saving the world, but we need to save ourselves too. So, and you're right, life just happens. But when that bus hits you, with a divorce or with a loss of life or with a loss of business,
Even loss of
job, yeah,
purpose.
loss
We
of
get people who come even, for the big things as we were talking about, but also just, hey, I'm just not feeling good in my life. I just don't know who I am anymore.
yeah,
Even the empty nesters, my kids have left home. I don't know what to do with myself. Couples too. We do a lot of couples coaching, and hey, my marriage is just,
yeah,
not very
yeah,
satisfying right now. We're not connecting. So yeah, I would say the number one thing that we deal with are relationships, like
yeah,
relationship with yourself, relationship with others, relationship with your sweetie pie or whomever. Because when you can get those relationships right, it's going to impact. And you mentioned being a woman, and yeah, I would say 80% of our guests are women,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they are serving others, and they are going, and they don't take that time. And I just want to say, because you mentioned that to pour from a full cup
yeah,
is much better than pouring from a totally depleted cup, because the more you think you're helping and you're
yeah, yeah,
you're running around helping everyone else, but guess what, you are depleting. You don't have anything left for yourself. then in the end, what good are you for anyone else, you know?
So true. I admire
So,
the millennials and the younger, audience because they're so different from my generation. And a lot of them, like bachelorette parties are now doing retreats and deep inner, thinking. So when I see these youngsters, doing yoga, eating, becoming vegan and going for retreats, you realize that, it's really important if you're a CEO, because that's our target audience is business owners. And as a business owner, you have to function, at full 360. Uh,
yes,
and you've got to balance that life, work-life balance. So you need time off. You need to go on a retreat. So
yes.
what's your website and how does someone book you? And this is a very exciting invitation, and I want to talk to you a little bit more how we can promote it on our channel. Yes.
Yes, it's called retreatsinsedona.com. And our name of our business is Spirit Quest Sedona Retreats. And on our website, you can see that there's booking links to speak with us. We do need to, we do have some a la cartes where you can use our app and just book one massage or one thing. But that's not really our main forte. Our main forte is to design those custom retreats. And we need to talk with people in order to have those custom retreats.
On that note, I want to thank you, and I have my next interview. So thank you so much, and let me
You're
stop
welcome.
recording and stay